And we are back on the Rodriguez Show, and we have two very special guests with me on the FaceTime. First, you know him as Arthur Caves. How's it going, bro?
What up? Chilling, man. Chilling.
Hey. And
Hey.
producer extraordinaire, the homie MellowThing. How's it going?
Hey, what's up? Just chilling at the stew still.
Still at the stew.
Always.
So Arthur Caves and MellowThing teaming up once again for ASID 2, 2 years after ASID 1. And we'll talk about the new project right now. How you guys been this year so far? How's 2021 treating you guys?
You want to go first, Mello?
Pretty good, man. I mean, I just been staying the course, and just trying to work with dope artists like Caves and being the part of this community that you guys provide your platform, So it's all been pretty sick, given those avenues,
Yeah.
It's been pretty inspiring,
I see you on Instagram Live, Mello, always playing the beats and stuff.
I know, yeah. I'm trying to.
Hey.
What about you, Arthur Caves?
Just been trying to stay busy, focused, consistent and shit with work. Always trying to do better than the last.
Yeah.
Which I really think we did this time.
Definitely, yeah. Really, you see the evolution, but before we get into the evolution, how was the recording this? How'd you guys pull this off? When did you record it?
So I think it probably was on and off for what, a year and a half, maybe, the first. What do you think, Mello?
I think the first year and a half, it was on and off, because we were just going through a bunch of beats, because I probably sent Caves at least a good 30, 40 beats or something like that. So it was having to pick, and then whenever the mood struck Caves, because I don't try to rush artists, whenever they're, because that's the worst thing you can do,
Yeah, and then there was a couple times during COVID where I was just mad uninspired. So there'll be 2 to 3 months where I wouldn't even go into the studio at all.
Yeah.
Crazy, because actually the bulk of the project was done towards the end, I think, right? The last 3-4 months.
I think so, yeah. It's kind of we just got in the zone after Caves just wrote most of his parts and came prepared. It was pretty cool because it was when he recorded it, it was done fast, and we got to do the fun part, which is the mixing and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
The effects and stuff.
So you definitely
got it too. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, you definitely hear the sound evolve from what ASID 1. There was it was beats and there was a little bit here and there of the instrumentation, but then ASID 2, you already started with the first track right away. Sounds like something from Rather Vexed and that complex layered production. Was that something you guys decided we're gonna start strong like this?
So funny thing is I was actually listening to Alfredo. I think it starts with that song. So I heard that 19. What was the name of the song? 1995, I think.
1989. Yeah.
1989.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Starts off with guitar, and so I was listening to it, and I hit up Mello "Yo, let's do something like this for the intro to ASID 2."
Yeah.
And then he was just in the studio. I came one day, and he had this, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna send you this right now." And then that's how it became the song. Basically. Yeah. That's the idea came for that intro. I want something kind of instrumentally for the beginning,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel it kind of needed that too. I was I'm down because it sounds more organic and stuff than a lot of the other tracks on there. So it kind of gives you that warmth that just more recognizable, more sounds that you're used to. I mean, as far as listening to music, and it's different. Yeah,
there's a little bit of a little bit of your signature sound that you've been kind of molding MellowThing on the production of that track, and it's a good union of both your sounds. It's a really good way to start the album.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's always trying to make it cohesive. I feel when it comes to projects,
Yeah. So MellowThing, how was there a moment where both you guys where you disagreed on an aspect of the album, or how does it work?
Were there any moments?
Yeah, it kind of came together as we went through it. It's as far as conceptually speaking, I mean, I can't really speak. I think Caves could speak more on his concept behind it, because most of the times I'm just like tripping on what they're saying, you know, or like they're even, you know, rapping on my beats, you know. So I'm like just happy to just hear vocals on it, you know.
Yeah. A lot of times it's like I'll be in there and I'll be like, fuck, I don't like that. How do you think? Does that sound all right? What should I try? This? Should I try that? A lot of it also is like a lot of like production stuff, you know. So like I'll have things in my head like, okay, this sounds cool. I'm gonna try this, and then he'll add things like after I'm done tracking vocals. As oh shit, I didn't even think about that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like you know, we put in what we think would sound good. Sometimes we're like, oh no, let's scratch that. I didn't like that. Fuck that. At least we tried it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a trial and error.
Yeah. Well, it's good because then you just take your time and perfect it, like whatever bits and pieces you want to put together, or whatever sounds good, you know.
And then anybody I work with, you can Mello can attest to that shit. I'm like a super perfectionist, dog.
Yeah, that shit's funny.
Ad-libs, bro. Like if I don't like a single ad-lib, like nah, let's do that shit again. Like, yeah.
Well, it's good. You can tell that every word was crafted. There's a lot of thought put into all the tracks. And you have worked with a lot of people on this. Can you talk about some of the features on the album, Caves?
Yeah, man. I think everybody did their thing, man. One of my favorite ones on there, the features was probably the Daniel Levin one, because
yeah, for real, that whole song.
Yeah,
I fucking love that song, man.
Yeah.
Like, I've been a fan of his for a while, and like I didn't like when he sent me that back, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck! It just wasn't.
That was on the song, the one in Spanish, the one that has Gente. Yeah.
Yeah. Like artist that he could get on anything, just make it work, you know.
Yeah.
The crazy shit with that one is that song was actually recorded like almost a year ago.
Yeah, like a year ago for sure.
It was random too. We were in the studio together. We were knocking that out, and then the homie Rudy Mora comes through, and I had already written the hook. But I was like, you know what, dude? Why don't you sing it, man? You're a better singer than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Rudy's like, he's really like vibes. He's about the vibes. He plays in Katsu also. He plays guitar in Katsu also. They're like a synth pop band out of Montebello, East LA area. But he's always down to like just get on our shit just for fun, and that was pretty. And he just went in there. I think he just spit it like that. Yeah. He's like, here you go. Let me know if you fuck with it.
Yeah, so I gave him like, all right, here's the hook, but he like did his own thing there too. So it's not, he didn't just read exactly what I gave him, you know. So he kind of made in there, and then fucking I got Eddie Rotten in there pretty heavy.
Yeah.
He basically gave me two of his songs. They fit the vibe of that album, so why not, you know?
Nice.
Yeah, because like at the same time I was working on some stuff for Eddie Rotten and Caves at the same time, and then it's just like you say, he just donated some songs. We're like, fuck it, you know?
Eric Young. Fucking first song that we put out that I have out with him. Yeah. We have a couple I think that we have in the past. We're on songs together, but this is the first one that I think has been like released or anything.
Nice. Yeah.
And homie that shit too, man. Like came in the studio that night. That was actually the last track that we knocked out.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, I think No Way, the Vista Caves track is probably one of my favorites just because of the groove, the way you guys go back and forth. So to both you guys, you can each pick one, I guess. Do you have a favorite track on this?
I'll let you go first, no.
All of them, nah, but I think like my most the one I listen to the most is probably Mi Gente and No Way for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just like those just because of like the way they came about. I think No Way like was one of the last beats I made for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Eddie gave me like this little, it's called a pocket operator. It's basically like, it looks like a calculator, but it's a little synth. You know, it looks like it's like ridiculous. You know, but off that thing, you know, they got a couple of these beats. Like I've been making beats on my phone lately on GarageBand on my phone.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, some of those I've been making. A couple of the beats on there, I made them on that. You know, and it's crazy. So I think I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Mine kind of change all the time, but right now it's probably like Disconnect. It's probably one of my favorite ones right now.
Mm-hmm.
My first favorite one was No Way.
Yeah.
It always cycles.
I think Redman is a standout track too. I think that one's fire.
That was a random fucking studio night too. We weren't even in there. I wasn't even in there to record that day. I was in there because Eddie and I think Young East were shooting a video.
Yeah, they were shooting a music video, and then I had made that beat the night before, like all crazy, like 3 a.m. by myself. Do that beat, you're like, damn, you made this shit at 3 a.m. What the hell's going on? You know, and then the next day they were shooting the video and we were all there. And then we were just like, well, let's just all get on it. All them were like, get on. So I just had a mic. We didn't even use like a traditional recording mic, just like a regular live mic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they were just passing the mic around, just like, all right, this is what I got, and they're spitting it. All right, cool, this is what I got. And this
it was like pretty much like that's how that one came about.
Yeah, it was hella hotbox. I remember that.
So, at the end, you just knocked this shit out too.
Yeah.
Was there a particularly hard track to make?
A hard track to make. I think I struggled. Well, I guess the one I struggled the most on, I think, was probably. I feel like it was. For me, No Way with the hook. I think because it didn't at first. I feel like it didn't sound the way I wanted it to sound in my head, and then like. But what normally happens with me is like I usually think like that, and then hearing the song over and over and over again, I'm like, I'm just fucking tripping. You know?
Yeah,
or I just get like reassurance from someone else, like, nah, dude,
I think those are kind of the moments, like I kind of feel like it was cool because like Caves kind of trusted me, like to do it, you know, because sometimes like for the most part when I record people, I kind of let them do their own thing before I like intervene with whatever I think or whatever. I kind of want them to fulfill their idea first before I say anything.
Yeah,
I'll be like, yeah, it sounds cool, you know. But like, I'm working it out, you know, as they are too.
Yeah.
But I think like it was cool that Caves kind of let me do that a lot of the stuff too, like whether it be because of the sound effects or like the little instances of voices or whatever we did, like the cuts and stuff. He kind of trusted me to do that, and it was cool, and it made it fun for me at least, you know. Yeah. It felt more interactive, you know, like it made me feel like a DJ.
Well, that's tight, guys. The project is called ASID 2, and it's really exciting that you guys. It does sound like a collaboration. Like I said, it's a coming together of both your guys' sound and MellowThing, always exploring different ways of production, and then Caves always with different bars that you're just like, oh shit. Sometimes like I'm there, and it's like one of those things where it just makes you feel like, yeah, that's right. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, you know, it feels like pump up music, you know. So that's ASID 2 for you guys. So Caves, are you planning anything like performance wise or anything? Any videos coming for this?
Yeah. So we actually, for Out of Luck, we actually just announced like a March Madness type of deal. This dropped a single the other day, so look out for that. No Bounty, or Bounty, sorry. And so we've been. God damn, I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. Anyway, so we have a date actually for the 13th. So on the 13th, we're supposed to be putting out like a live series for all of us.
Oh,
so
nice.
It'll be performing separately. So it'll be like a set from myself, a set from Kid Vista, Nix, and then one from Mikey.
Yeah.
So it'll be all of us doing our own, maybe like 15 to 20 minute set or something like that. So that would be on the 13th, which actually would be our Out of Luck event had we been able to throw it.
Yeah, next.
Our Out of Luck, like our shit out of luck type of deal.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That'll be on the 13th.
That's next Saturday. And yeah, just a quick shout out thank you to both you guys actually for contributing to our Kill 'Em at the Polls event last year. You guys submitted some really great performances.
Thank you. That's at the studio right there. I'll shout out.
Oh yeah, the lights there. So yeah, you guys can check that out at youtube.com/CSS Rodriguez Show, the full Kill 'Em at the Polls, including MellowThing Live and Vista Caves, the surprise guest of the evening. That's on YouTube. And yeah, well, thank you guys. ASID 2, before we go, MellowThing, I just want to give a quick plug for your Patreon, right? You want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, like I have a Patreon where like I'm dropping a single every month with like, you know, a bunch of the artist homies, Eric Young, Caves, Daniel Levin. I got one with Dialone coming up. So if you sign up like at the base membership, you get those monthly, but if you sign up, I have 2 tiers. The second tier is like beats and the singles. So I release like put beats up there like every week. But yeah, hit me up there, and I'm trying to get some content for you guys. Just a way to support, you know, artists like myself directly, you know, and all this goes back to like you guys and me able to help do stuff for Caves and you know, whoever else needs my assistance, you know.
Yeah, so support him at patreon.com, and we'll post a link to MellowThing's Patreon as well.
Thank you.
On the Rodriguez Show, we support him too. Follow Caves at the Caves. It's with 3 E's. It's THEEE Caves. And then at MellowThing _ and check out ASID 2 on all streaming sites. It's ASID 2. And thank you guys. We're going to play some of those tracks right now.
Also want to just plug, since I'm up here, I got the TGV stuff at Greatest Victory. So this is like my clothing line. I just started like a few months back, putting out merch every month. Every month some new stuff. Could be like 2 or 3 articles of clothing, could be socks, could be like hoodies and hats, beanies, you name it. But
nice, dude.
Every month, that's at TGV The Greatest Victory. Hit a follow on Instagram.
Cool. At TGV The Greatest Victory. Arthur Caves always doing so many things and always working on so many quality things. So check him out. Thank you guys again for being on the show.
Oh wait, I do want to say one more thing.
Okay.
I was a huge fan of that new segment you guys did. Actually, that Who's the Jerk?
Oh yeah.
I guess you keep that going.
Thank you. Yeah. We were just trying some other stuff for the middle, like the middle of the show, and that was one of the funner ones. We're gonna keep doing that. I think probably once a month we're gonna do that. So
yeah, I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Thank you. If you guys have any other situations where you're like, oh, it might have been a jerk, feel free to call us, and then we'll discuss it on the show. So
I got plenty of those. So.
All right. Anything else, Caves? You good?
No, that's it.
Thank you, though. I appreciate it. All right. Here it is. ASID 2. We're going to play some tracks. Let's start with No Way. It's Vista Caves and MellowThing all on the track, and some more tracks from ASID 2 coming up on The Rodriguez Show. Let's get it.